Hi everybody, League 3 I know it's been forever, but it's a Company of Heroes video. Holy motherfucking Jehovah's Witnesses. I know, calm yourselves. Yeah, so I'm playing as the Americans, and we are facing a GUI II, playing as the Panzer Elite, and this is just going to be... This is the first match I played in well over 3 months. I've been playing League of Legends and Assassin's Creed 3, and that's basically my life at the minute. So I know I should probably make more Company of Heroes videos, as that is probably the game I'm best at, and also the one you all seem to enjoy, so we'll see. Guys, you're asking a lot of me to upload a video more than once a month, so I don't know, fucking demanding. Oh dear. So yeah, let's just see here. So I'm gonna focus on the left hand side. I've got one NG capping the right, and I've got, it's because I'm recording a video in response to the Steam guy. Yeah, so I'm focusing on the left flank here, ignoring the right flank for now, focusing my marine presence. It's always good to focus your marine presence in a general area on Agnaville at the start. And this is fail for me. Why am I not capping this point sooner? Let's see how long it takes me to do it. There we go. But we got this left-hand side more or less under control. You see I'm covering the NGs here with the rifles. We're going to get an engagement here. I'm going to see that I'm kind of being outdone by these Panzer Elite Grenadiers, so I'm just going to casually pull back behind the green cover. Even though I'm outnumbered, I'm going to just focus fire down the ones without the Grey rifles, which is a bad idea. But it's actually going to force this guy to retreat. I'm going to reinforce on the side with the engineers just out of range, and then I'm going to bring them straight in. On the other side, I'm going to be using engineers to harass that tank. Harass that tank, the Shrimragen, not a fucking tank. So yeah, and then sweeping in with the other rifles. For some reason, this guy then charges a BP squad straight in. Although to be totally fair, I move one of my rifles for whatever reason. Our supply lines are being so I'll just stick these rifles into green cover, and we'll win this fight because they're in open cover there pretty easily. Can you tell it's been a while because I'm pretty slow at doing anything on this, but we're just going to keep spamming rifles, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, just engineer rush them over there, force those PE Grenadiers off, and this guy is just harassing me with Panzer Grenadiers. I can't really attack him with engineers, so I'm going to reinforce with that rifle squad. He's going to attack me on the side, so I'm just going to pull those rifles back, and then we're going to bring these full health rifles in, use the 4-1 as bait, and then just sweep in on the flank there nice and easily. And the Shrimragen backs off. We have another point capped, and we've got a lot of fuel, so I'm going to get this last 4th rifle squad out. Make sure against Panzer Elite or Wehrmacht you always have at least 4 rifle squads at a minimum. 5 against Wehrmacht is usually preferable, but because we're playing against PE, we want to be rushing some armor here. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're going to be doing. So this guy, as you can already tell, is spamming Panzer Grenadiers as if it's going out of fashion. So this is kind of like a counter one to the video I did ages ago about American rifle spam. And someone said to me, how do you deal with Panzer Grenadier spam? And I said, well, I'll show you. And about half a year later, I am going to finally show that person. So yeah, the guy literally does this tactic where when I take one side, he flips over to the other side for whatever reason. I've got one engineer crew at the back of the base, just kind of building up. They're going to harass me, that's fine. I'm just going to hang back and tech rush up to motor pool, so I'm going to be playing a bit defensive. At this point, he's got too many Panzer Grenadiers for me to really do a good rush on. But he's obviously not conserving his ammunition or something, because he's not making these guys as anti-infantry based as he wants them to be. Also, this guy's a dumbass on the principle that basically, if he hasn't seen me get bar rifles by this point, I'm rushing to vehicles, so he hasn't seen that yet. So as you can see as well, his management of these Panzer Grenadiers is really bad. I'm just sweeping through and flanking on the side, which basically is forcing mass retreats when he really should be winning these fights if he was like massing them up in the correct way. So we've easily sweeped him off the field again. I'm not sure what level this guy is. I'm going to be honest, this isn't the most well-played mission you've ever watched. I'm going to say he's probably level 9 or maybe 10, but that seems like a push. So mines in the crucial points where he's going to be channeling infantry through. Have I put mines down anywhere else? Mines here, always a good bet. Mines there, always also a good bet. Is he going to drive that car over that? Oh yeah, because it's a Shrimwagon, that's it. So yeah, early armoured car out, just to give me an armour presence. I'm not really expecting it to do a lot at this point. It's more going to go on Shrimwagon hunt right now, and it's going to be there for kind of a harassment strategy. So let's just speed this shit right up. As you can see, harassment strategy is successful. So I'm going to rush in on the right hand side here with one rifles, immediately get swamped by these Panzer Grenadiers. So we're just going to retreat them back, and we're going to retreat this one group of rifles. We'll keep this armoured car parked nearby. I'm also, because although I know what I want to do is I want to rush a Sherman because that will give me the anti-infantry presence I need. The issue being that I don't have enough fuel to just tech right through, and I feel a bit strained, so I'm going to buy another rifle here. And after I've got out my Sherman tank, I'm then going to upgrade the infantry. So I'm really playing a delay tactic here, which this guy is not clued up to at all, really, even now. We'll speed up again. So yeah, he's flanking me on the side, that's all well and good, but like I fucking give no shits ever, so goodbye sir, get out of life. So I've got that rifle there doing nothing. I guess they're just having a party in this bush. Why the fuck not? It looks like a pretty amazing bush. Yeah, so the left has been capped. There's a bit of a lull in the fighting. What am I doing back here? I got a triage sensor up. That was it. I fucking did, didn't I? It's just so I could like heal my troops because I'm kind of running on empty now. The damage is kind of taking its toll. I'm using like half health 6-men rifles, which is never a good sign. So gonna delay my progress. But as you can see, I'm really swimming in fuel because I've got the cap points under control, the 16 cap points. And when you're playing PE as well, I didn't really do this intentionally, but on this map in particular, it's so good to capture those fuel points and starve the PE player off fuel because that is what they need to really get going. So as you can see here, another battle where that guy, to be fair, I'm 99% sure he did that on purpose, set off my own mind to fuck over my rifles. A really good strategy on his part there, messed me over on that flank, but then instead of pressing his advantage, or at least being able to kill off that rifle, he just kind of sat there. He's kind of overestimating the power of this armoured car. I mean, it's there, yeah, and it's scary, but look, it's got only the Shrimwagon kill to its name. Without the MG upgrade, it's basically just there as a immovable object, at least until they get Panzer Shreks. So now we're going on to the tank depot. Our men are getting healed up at the triage centre, so we're still coping with very base rifles right now, and that's fine. That will work for us. We're going to retreat in the north, retreat on this side, and we're going to just kind of play the field with these rifles for now and save up for a Sherman. So he's taken this side again, and I'm like, you can fucking well just not do that, please. So once again, kind of swooping on all sides. This is what, you don't want to blob up in one direction here, or, you know, you want to, oh my god, look at his position and the mine. Oh yeah, that's because it's his mine, and I think in a minute I am going to... Oh, it's a vehicle mine, that's it. What am I saying? God, it's been a while. I can't even remember what the PE mines do. But yeah, so my rifle blob is able to just kind of easily coast through the side here because he's got this many PE squads, but he hasn't got any anti-infantry units, and he hasn't got any anti-tank speciality. And the only thing he's swimming in, even though he's starved at the minute, is munition. And he's not using that fucking munition for jack shit. I don't know what he's doing with it. So let's speed up. The Sherman's on the way. We're gonna get pushed off here, so we're just gonna retreat, soft pedal, regroup with more of my men, and now he's got those assault rifles, which is gonna make, like, because that's gonna make the infantry fights impossible. You see, this is the thing. Before, because they weren't upgraded, I could actually stand against them on my own grounds, and even though he really should have been winning those early infantry fights, I was still at least making them neutral because, well, to be honest, he hadn't got any upgrades. That one machine gun upgrade made that infantry fight impossible for me without proper support. But I'm not going to focus specifically on infantry and anti-infantry because you're facing PE. You have to have tank capabilities, because even though he hasn't got a lot of fuel, he's still got that +5, and anything could come out with PE. Like an anti-tank half track would be devastating right now. So you need to have a variety in your assault, because this guy's just spamming PE Grenadiers and he doesn't even give two shits. And I guess that's something to be proud of. So yeah, this is my mistake. I roll my Sherman tank right over there. Mess over his assault rifles though with a well-placed mine and engineer combo, and we're going to mine that back up just in case he thinks I'm not going to do it. Always keep on top of your mining. It's like one of the biggest benefits of this game. So the Sherman's just sat there, and he's going to do this really annoying thing where once again he flips sides. I clearly can't do any fighting against this, so I'm just going to backpedal out there. Please walk over that mine again. Do it. It's satisfying as fuck to see. So he's got Panzer Shreks as well. So we're just going to move. I've got grenades and bar rifle upgrades now on my infantry to counteract. Now that he's finally got the infantry upgrades, I've upgraded my infantry so I can fight on par with him. There's no point doing it until I saw he actually was designing a strong anti-infantry presence. I'm going to get these engines on the tank just to heal it, keep it parked there. I finally got the machine gun upgrade on the armoured car, so it actually is going to be useful in fights now other than just being there. And we're going to sweep down, dividing one rifle away to decap that point. So there we go, an easy takedown. While I'm doing that though, he's going to think he's going to get a cheeky attack on my Sherman. It's not going to happen. The Sherman is going to mess it up bad. And get the world's luckiest shot. And he's going to rage about that in T- any second. There we go. You gotta love luck in company of heroes, YOLO 2K13, Nazi Germany. Right, speeding up. You can see where this is going, and I'm not saying this is the best game ever, but it illustrates how you deal with PE spam. Namely, this guy isn't pulling it off very well. But basically, you've got to use combined arm tactics against the PE spam. If you go straight up anti-infantry, as in like bars and things like this, you're not actually going to win. Because, I mean, look at those assault rifles. They just eat right through you. And if you get to the right defensive upgrades, they can take a lot of damage. So your best bet is to get armor in the form of the Sherman, because that will basically handle anything he throws at you. And if he switches up his tactics to some armor, and it will have to be light armor if he invests this far in anti-infantry capabilities, then you basically can just switch it up on the fly and fuck him. And that's okay, as long as you keep control. Like, I mean, look at this. He's had no fuel this entire game. Flame is also very useful against PE blobs. I'm a bit late on doing this, and this is a good early counter, especially if you're getting hard pushed. But I spend a lot of my munition on mines and upgrades on my tanks, so the tanks are kind of multi-diverse. But blending in flamers with rifles is a very good way to handle PE blobs as well. But then they die very quickly, so you have to retreat them. You kind of rush in the NGs and then retreat them. So the answer is, don't counter blob a blob with a blob. Don't blob and expect to win, because it never works. You know, I haven't played this for 3 months, and I still know how to goddamn know not to blob properly. So we're just going to focus on decapping the victory points, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to win us games. Stick some mines down everywhere. He's going to sweep in left again, but watch this. So I'm actually holding this point when he's got this many men with 2 rifles and a armoured car. He could have rushed this so much sooner than he did, but we were able to kind of just hold it for a little while, just backpedal out of there. Don't let your armoured car get caught off guard and let him just do some harassment. The right side's completely fortified. And instead of pushing his advantage, he's just going to walk into mines. He's going to finally get taken out. Well, one of them's get taken out by an armoured car. And then we're just going to drive this motherfucker over here, and let's get on with the last big fight. So he's caught out of position. He immediately retreats his 2 PEs with Panzer Shreks, and then proceeds to retreat. This guy is just not sticking his ground. So he's going to retreat those guys out of there, and we're just going to drive right on through. Look at this, combined arms, flamers, rifles with bars, Sherman tank. He can't. He's too divided in his specialities to counteract this, and he's not doing it properly. He should have the assault rifles charging in against the infantry. He should have the Shreks focusing down the Sherman tanks, but he hasn't got that. And you've got to respond to these threats accordingly. And obviously the advantage is in my favour now. I have a second Sherman in reserve just in case things go tits up. I do have grenades, so I'm just going to do one of those derpy retreat grenade throws just to piss him off. And then we're going to come in with the Armada just to scare this guy away. And that's going to be GG, basically, essentially. I think he'll do one more run up here, and we'll do a little bit of winning, but we're just going to pull back. And once again, another failure. The Sherman tank's really useful at just kind of doing mixed damage against everyone. He's capping with 2 units, not a good idea. We're going to charge the rifles down the hill. Grenades. At this point, he doesn't care, to be fair. But You know, he's not using the assault rifles in any particular way. He's not using those Panzergrens in a proper way. The victory point isn't going to save him at this point, but it's too far gone. I hope you enjoyed this quick game, and I promise I'll try and get more professional games up soon, but this illustrates how to counteract Panzer Grenadiers against, like, mid-level players, which is what a lot of you guys are watching me for, so I hope you enjoyed it. And I will make some more soon, maybe, in, like, another couple of months. Aha. So, yeah, I'll see you guys, man. Wait for it. There we go. See you in a bit.